Starts right now.
San Antonio police are looking for a man who used a gun to end an argument and his feet to get away. They believe he shot another man who later died of his wounds. As Katrina Weber reports, although police found the victim at one location, they believe he was shot at another.
A case too critical for this emergency hospital had San Antonio paramedics and police scrambling to help. The patient was a 21-year-old man shot several times around 10 last night. Friends rushed him here to the 400 block of Treeline Park near Sunset and Highway 281 to get help. Paramedics then took him to a trauma center, but no one could save him. Investigators also traveled to another location, a parking lot behind an apartment complex near San Pedro Avenue on a street called Avenue del Rey. That's where they believe the shooting happened after an argument. I spoke to a couple of neighbors off camera who say they do remember hearing gunshots and then later seeing a commotion with police right here. But they say they were surprised to find out that those gunshots led to a man's death. Police say they found out the victim had words with a 27-year-old man who left to grab a gun, then returned and shot him, killing him. While the victim was losing his battle to survive, the suspected shooter got away. Officers who searched the area did not find him. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
And outside with live cam. We're looking at video right now, eastbound I-10 exit ramp loop 1604, and it's closed for repairs. Now, this is on the northwest side of town.
Now, traffic will be detoured to the frontage roads. TxDOT expects repairs to be finished later this afternoon. But if we're taking a look outside, if you were wondering what humidity looks like, that might be what it would be in visual form, I would say.
You're right. It's a perfect shot there. You see the haze, the thick humidity. We've been dealing with this the last couple of days. The humidity was so thick this morning, we had dew points up around 79. That's about as high as it gets here in South Texas. So it's sticky. The sun has yet to come out, but it will. Let me show you the satellite picture. Last couple of days, it's been the same way. We get these morning clouds, and then they start to erode right around the lunchtime. We're still underneath the clouds here in San Antonio, but that's not going to last much longer. Most everyone else is seeing sun at this point, and it does make a big difference. 94 in Del Rio, 86 right now in Uvalde, still cloudy in Hondo, 86 there, 87 Pleasanton, and 84 here in town with temperatures in the mid-80s. Look for these numbers to take a big jump in the coming hours once these morning clouds erode a little bit. And we'll still see some of that haze as well throughout the afternoon. This is the feels like number, 95 in Converse, 105 is what it feels like in Gonzales. Absolutely brutal. 99 in New Braunfels, 106 in Uvalde. And when we look at the KSAT 12-hour forecast, that feels like number here in San Antonio could jump into the hundreds pretty quickly once we get those numbers into the 90s. 96 by 3 o'clock, but it feels like number of 103, 99. By 5 p.m. that says 109, maybe not quite that hot, but we're going 107, 108 potentially later today. So be careful. We've got hotter temperatures on the way. We're going to talk about that, plus the haze. And we'll also look back at some of the tornadoes yesterday across parts of the country. So a lot to look at. We've got more here in just a few minutes. Guys.
Questions about the haze. Thanks, Justin. Now, law enforcement in St. Hedwig need help tracking down the person responsible for a shooting. No one was hurt, but it's the third reported shooting in 2 months. It happened Tuesday afternoon in broad daylight. A witness told police someone in a tan SUV fired multiple shots and drove off. In previous incidents in and around the town, cattle have been shot and killed at night. Police believe the cases may be related because the same caliber weapon was used in all the previous shootings.
It worries me because of the wanton disregard for public safety. You don't know what's on the other side of those trees. You don't know what farmer, what rancher may be trying to clear his property, looking for livestock, what child may be playing in the trees because it is summertime.
Police have a few leads on who's responsible. Tips can be called into Bexar County at 210-335-6000.
Suspended State Attorney General Ken Paxton's fraud trial will remain in Houston. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals ruled it will take place in Harris County instead of Collin County, where Paxton lives. Paxton is accused of getting people to invest in stock without disclosing the company was paying him. No date for the trial has been set. Paxton was indicted by a Collin County grand jury in 2015. Now, security at your child's school will look different this fall. This week, Governor Greg Abbott signed a House Bill 3 into law mandating all public schools to have at least one armed security officer at each campus. This comes more than a year later after the mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. And as Alyssa Cole reports, this mandate isn't the only component of this new law.
This new law would allot $330 million of Texas taxpayer money to go towards building security centers at campuses, as well as mandating armed security guards or an armed employee.
I mean, I'm glad my tax money is going towards that. I support it.
HB 3 now signed into law covers a lot of policies concerning school safety. One component of the new law requires an armed guard year-round on campuses, a price tag that could cost up to $100,000 a year, according to the Intercultural Development Research Center.
I find it absolutely disgraceful that these are the measures we have to take to address gun violence.
Some people believe adding armed personnel to public school campuses is a good idea.
I think if we have the good guys armed, I think it would minimize deaths.
Others disagree.
And I hope that there are other measures to address this problem, that this is not the isolated solution.
Lawmakers in Austin say the funding behind this law will strengthen the state's school safety center responsible for disseminating information to all schools across the state. But it's also important to keep in mind that this same law will mandate annual audits for school protocol and require staff to take mental health training.
We have to provide the support systems to our personnel who are working in the communities.
And this sixth grade student says despite growing concerns, he's grateful lawmakers are taking action.
It protects the community a lot better.
There's still some questions people are looking to get answered when it comes to paying for armed security all year round, including whether or not some schools will have to dip into their locally generated revenue to keep the burden from falling on taxpayers. But for now, reporting in San Antonio, Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
It's a challenge year-round, but especially over the summer. Kids may spend a lot of time watching screens to occupy themselves, but too much screen time may not be a good idea. How to help kids limit screen time this summer.
For the first time in more than 10 years, Aggies and Longhorns are getting to reignite their rivalry. One of the teams are already getting amped up. That's coming up in sports.
Some local middle schoolers are using their summer break to tackle engineering design during a camp. How the experience is helping think about their future careers. Welcome back. It's a summer camp to encourage girls to be excited about science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM. We explore how this camp is inspiring girls and giving them opportunities to explore different STEM concepts.
This was our knee brace. What we had to do is make it being able to take off.
This summer, 10-year-old Karina Escobar is learning about engineering design at Ross Middle School.
Engineering design process, which is ask, imagine, plan, create, and improve.
It's her second year attending this STEM summer camp.
It's amazing, it's fun, teaches us about how to be an engineer, about STEM fields, about teamwork.
This is the 8th year of STEM Sisters Summer Camp. It started with one school, and now it's expanded to 23 schools in Northside ISD.
So STEM Sisters is an all-girls camp that allows girls from 4th through 6th grade to come in and engage in science, math, technology, and an environment that allows them to succeed even through their failures and struggles, and it lets them develop really good friendships.
It's all about the fun activities we get to do, the teamwork we get to do, the speakers that are here, and the amazing teachers that teach us.
The camp also invites several inspirational speakers to talk about STEM opportunities.
We've had lots of women from our community presenting their STEM careers and how they've engaged in their career paths to help these girls see that it is a doable thing for them in their futures.
Thank you, Tiffany. That was a great report. Taking a look outside through live cam, it's 85 degrees, and I know those temperatures are expected to rise. We'll check in with Justin and see how the rest of the day and the rest of the week will play out.
Yeah, you're looking at live cam right now. It doesn't look like it's all that hot out there, but trust me, it is. It's very steamy. We've got a lot of humidity. The clouds have yet to clear, but they're going to do so soon. The aquifer continues to take a hit. It's down 0.7 foot, 642.6. Not a great number, well below average. And in your pollen counts, molds and pigweed today, no big deal. But we still do have a little bit of that light smoke in the atmosphere as well. We've got to talk about that hazy forecast and how hot will temperatures go this weekend. We've got the forecast right after the break.
Severe weather is threatening parts of the South again today, a day after massive tornadoes and powerful thunderstorms hammered several states from Mississippi to Alabama to Georgia. Now millions of people from Oklahoma to Florida are at a risk for more tornadoes and damaging winds. ABC's M. Wen has the latest from Washington.
Today, millions of Americans in the South bracing for more severe weather after another tornado watch was issued for parts of Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and coastal waters. A stretch of states, including Oklahoma and Kansas, also at risk.
Here it comes! Coming right on top of us!
Overnight, at least 10 reported tornadoes cutting across the region. A monster twister seen here tearing through Newton, Georgia. This man outside when deafening thunder cuts through. Powerful winds up to 82 miles per hour, shredding trees, knocking out power to at least 230,000 customers. In Arkansas, hail the size of softballs, chunks of ice crashing down on this boat. A similar scene in Alabama after a tornado ripped through Abbeville.
My Lord, tore the heck out of that thing. I mean, quick.
And in Mississippi, this home destroyed.
It was like nothing I've ever seen before. Thank God she wasn't in that room back there, because it's just demolished.
And as parts of southern Texas suffer from dangerously high temperatures, the Twin Cities is being hit with the worst air quality in the nation as smoke from the massive Canadian wildfires drift across Minnesota. It comes a week after that hazy smoke blanketed the Northeast. At its peak, the air quality in Minneapolis yesterday registered at 243, considered very unhealthy. Meanwhile, cleanup from the severe weather is underway despite more storms expected today. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Very scary and so much weather to track.
Absolutely. We'll check in with Justin. Justin, we know that currently we're in El Nino. Does that have anything to do with these tornadoes we're seeing across the country?
It could. It could be playing a small role here because we see things get more active across the South. Hard to say, but we do know as we go we could use more rain. Looking at the severe weather reports, 130. A huge number for June. Now, we still see severe weather in June, but usually by this time things are trying to wind down a little bit. Not the case yesterday. There were 10 tornado reports, and we're expecting more severe weather today. A lot of hail damage, and there was quite a bit of damage across the Southeast. There's a look at the tornado reports, most of them in parts of Georgia and Alabama, but we did see a couple in far northeast Texas. And as we get into this afternoon, the severe weather risk comes right back this time in parts of Oklahoma and North Texas. This is where we could see a pretty big outbreak this afternoon. Tornadoes will be involved again, I think. So a very busy day here, and so June remains fairly active, at least north of us. Now, we'll point out the severe weather risk goes all the way down to Austin, just north of us. But I think a lot of the activity will be north of us. We're not going to put any rain chances in for us today, but if you are traveling up I-35 to Austin or Dallas, this is something you want to keep in mind. Right now, there's nothing out there across Texas and Oklahoma, but there are severe thunderstorms and tornado watch boxes out across parts of the area across the Southeast. As we go outside for you, 84 right now, with cloudy skies and a dew point of 76. That number needs to come down because it is so very humid out there. Southeasterly winds around 9 miles per hour. I think it does come down some this afternoon, but not much. And so that's why even with temperatures in the low to mid 90s, you're going to get some pretty serious heat indices. And the numbers, as we look at dew points around the area, still in the upper 70s. This morning, as I said, we were close to 80 in some cases, still are in many spots. And so that is about as humid as it gets around here, and that's going to contribute to these really high heat indices. It feels like 100 right now in Comfort, 104 Kerrville, 100 in Bandera. It's in the mid-90s for the heat index here in San Antonio, but that changes here pretty quickly. I think you'll start to see these numbers jump up into the triple digits even here locally by, say, 2 o'clock. 94 with a heat index of 104, 96 at 3 p.m. And 99, that's what we're forecasting this afternoon, could translate to a heat index somewhere around 107, 108, maybe even 109 in some cases. So a very, very warm afternoon. And even going into this evening, there's not a lot of relief because dew points will stay up overnight and will continue to stay humid. We need to pass along that today is a CPS Energy Yellow Day. If you've been following along with us, we've been passing along the fact that we've been in green days. Now it's a yellow day because energy demand is starting to creep up with these higher temperatures. And it's one of those days where you want to continue your conservation measures, but maybe try a few more things to conserve energy. If you want to find out more about this, you can scan that QR code. We have more on our website. And tomorrow will be a yellow day as well. You want to conserve energy between 2 and 7 p.m. Temperatures across the state. Big time heat just about anywhere you go. Heat indices are just off the charts there around Laredo and Corpus Christi. Heat alerts, heat advisories, excessive heat warnings in effect as you get down into deep South Texas. So we want to take this pretty seriously. And you see the satellite right now, clouds are starting to break apart. So that sun will be out soon, and that's when we'll see those temperatures really jump up. So 99 today, 102 Friday, 101 Saturday, 103 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and as we officially go into summer on Wednesday, still in the triple digits.
All right, thanks, Justin. While devices and other screens may have a place in a child's life, health experts say too much use can lead to problems. How to reduce kids' screen time this summer.
UT and A&M are reigniting their rivalry when the two teams are set to play against each other. Texas and Texas A&M have met 118 times on the football field. The last meeting was back in 2011, Thanksgiving Day at Kyle Field. And back then, the Horns won 27-25. It was thanks to Justin Tucker walk-off field goal. Then the Aggies left for the SEC and the rivalry stopped. Well, the matchup is coming back at least one more time in 2024. That's the Longhorns' first season in the Southeastern Conference. Yesterday, the SEC released its 2024 schedule, and Texas will play 8 SEC games, 4 home and 4 away. UT will host Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, and Mississippi State, and they'll play at Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. The Aggies are pumped up and even released a hype video. Time and date in College Station still need to be determined. Before the 2023 NBA draft, the Spurs are doing their medical due diligence when it comes to 19-year-old basketball player Victor Wembanyama. ESPN is reporting the team's medical staff met with Wembanyama in France and everything checked out well. ESPN also says with that out of the way, everything looks to be on track for Wemby to be the #1 pick. The NBA draft is rapidly approaching on June the 22nd in Brooklyn, and KSAT12 Sports will be there.
This summer, getting kids off the couch may not be easy with 100-degree weather rolling in. But even while they're spending their break indoors, experts say limiting screen time is important. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains how too much use can lead to problems.
From gaming consoles to TVs, smartphones and tablets, children and teens spend a lot of time watching screens.
Most children, school-age children, are spending in excess of 7 hours a day on screens.
Wendy Palmer with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Strong for Life says recommended screen times vary based on a child's age, but for those old enough to go to school, less than 2 hours a day is the recommendation.
Screen time, when it is excessive, can impact sleep, it can impact physical activity, and most recently, the clearest evidence is really looking at the impact of excessive screen time on youth mental health.
To limit summer screen time, Palmer says to keep some school year routines in place. Set screen-free zones, especially in bedrooms or on short car rides. Use that time to talk to each other instead. Make a commitment to having no devices at dinner. That goes for parents too. And she says it's okay for your kids to be bored.
Boredom is a necessary component to kids really learning and adapting and figuring out how else can they entertain themselves.
Palmer says to encourage kids to be active and to play in person with others, whether that's outdoors or inside.
Drawing, thinking about writing, thinking about reading, really encouraging some of those behaviors that our kids may now associate with, well, I go to school and I do those things. Those are certainly opportunities at home.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And if you're looking to keep kids busy this summer, we've got ideas on KSAT12. Everything from splash pads and swimming holes, summer camps, which includes STEM-focused activities at the museum. We have it all, the things to do section on KSAT.com. And with this heat, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be in the pools as well. That's another idea. Outside the lake.
The swimming holes, the pools, the lakes, they should all be packed this summer because with these temperatures, that's where everyone should be. Folks, time is 12:27, 85 degrees.
As you plan those summer vacations, do you wonder how clean your hotel room will be? 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz got a behind-the-scenes look this morning with a AAA inspector. Since COVID, they're scrutinizing the things people touch even more. Today at 5, what they look for and what 3 things you can immediately check when you walk through your hotel room door. And SA Live always has the best fashion.
Oh yeah, always having the most fun too. We'll be checking in with them a little bit later.
We turn now to the latest on the Marine veteran who's accused of choking a man to death on the subway in New York City.
Here's ABC's Rena Roy with what we're learning now about Daniel Penny after last month's incident.
Marine veteran Daniel Penny has now been indicted by a Manhattan grand jury, according to law enforcement sources. He's accused of putting subway performer Jordan Neely, who was homeless at the time, in a fatal chokehold inside a New York subway car. While Penny initially faced manslaughter charges, the specifics of the indictment won't be unsealed until he appears in court at a later date. Video of the May 1st encounter shows Penny restraining Neely on the ground with a chokehold. Neely eventually stopped moving and became unconscious. The chief medical examiner's office later ruling the death a homicide. An attorney for Neely's family saying Daniel Penny's indictment is the right result for the wrong he committed. We will continue to fight on behalf of Jordan as this process moves forward. Earlier this week, Penny's lawyer is releasing videos of Penny describing the incident. He says Neely began yelling and threatening passengers, adding that he restrained Neely to protect himself and others, but did not intend to kill him.
The 3 main threats that he repeated over and over was, I'm going to kill you, I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die.
Neely had a documented history of mental illness. Witnesses telling police he had been threatening and harassing passengers, though Penny was not specifically targeted. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
After a 14-month investigation, a new report has found that former Prime Minister Boris Johnson deliberately misled Parliament. Now, the investigation comes after Johnson attended illegal parties during the COVID-19 lockdown. The report found Johnson also breached confidence, undermined the democratic process of the House, and attempted intimidation of the committee. The UK Privileges Committee says Boris Johnson should be barred from having a parliamentary pass, which is available to former lawmakers. The committee ended the report with saying Johnson committed a, quote, serious contempt, end quote.
A new report has found existing vulnerabilities in Georgia's voting software. The findings focus on weaknesses in the software for certain Dominion voting machines and claims state officials were aware of existing problems with the software for more than 2 years. This comes after a years-long lawsuit against the Georgia Secretary of State's office over concerns related to its reliance on Dominion electronic voting systems. Officials say the system is safe.
Food and Drug Administration advisors will vote on updated COVID-19 vaccines today. The vote will be over whether the boosters rolling out this fall should target a single strain of the virus. Experts believe the booster shots would improve immune response to new strains. It's a departure from the bivalent vaccines currently available. Whatever the vote is, the FDA isn't bound to the outcome of the committee's vote.
Scientists have created the world's first human synthetic model embryos. Researchers from the U.S. and UK say their embryo-like structures were made from stem cells, bypassing the need for eggs and sperm. The synthetic embryos are at the earliest stages of human development. Scientists believe this kind of research could help them understand genetic diseases or what causes miscarriages.
And taking a look outside with live cam, 85 degrees, but just in a few hours, that heat, that temperature can definitely be going up. We'll be checking in with Justin. Justin, how's the rest of the day going to look like?
Yeah, it's all a matter of this cloud cover, right? So it's still cloudy over the airport. Those clouds do break up soon, and we're starting to see those clouds break up in northern and southern Bexar County at this hour. You also notice some of the haze there. We've been talking about it the last couple of days. It's caught a lot of people's attention. Let's talk about it. So what's in that sort of thick air that you're looking at there? Smoke is very thick up to the north, up across parts of Minnesota and the Great Lakes. That's still smoke coming out of Canada. We're not seeing any of that. The issues that we're having is actually some very light smoke coming out of Mexico from agricultural burning well to the south, but that gets fed up through those southerly winds into Texas. So there's that, but we also have a lot of thick humidity in place. And so those two kind of mixing together makes for that haze in the atmosphere. And it's not a big problem, although the air quality, I just checked it, is now in the unhealthy category for those who are sensitive to that sort of thing. So if you do have asthma or maybe allergies that you're really sensitive to, say, smoke or something like that, this is something you want to keep in mind. And the smoke forecast, it does continue to bring at least a little bit in, nothing that's too terribly thick or that would cause a lot of problems, but we do want to alert you of that there still probably will be a little bit of a haze out there. We talked about the cloud cover. It's quickly going away. So the thickest clouds are right over Bexar County. Everyone else is seeing a lot of sun at this point, and that's really boosting the temperatures. Look at Kerrville, they're at 91. How often is it that Kerrville is that much warmer than San Antonio? But the clouds are really helping us here. 84 currently in town, 83 Boulevardy, 87 in New Braunfels. And our forecast today, 96 at 3 o'clock, 98 at 4 p.m. Feels like number could go as high as 107, 108. And then temperatures will be slow to cool down this evening. And the weekend, oh man, temperatures get even hotter. We'll look at that forecast for you here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Still ahead, even a broadcaster for the Yankees is not safe from the foul balls. Plus, what fans are saying about the 84-year-old and his ability to keep calm.
Plus, scams and robocalls, what to look out for and what not to do if you find yourself answering one of these calls.
With recent pressure on the ticket sales industry and hidden fees, President Joe Biden is expected to make an announcement addressing those issues. More after the break.